Good morning once again to everybody. I am Alejandro Diaz Ortiz, and I've been chosen as the project manager within the students for the Scouts project with Haga area. And here we have.
Hello, I'm Maria Karlovskaya. For that project, I was the team leader for marketing materials team.
So today we'll discuss each team a little bit of what we've been working on and what is still in the future to come. Before I start, just wanted to make a little clarification. We have chosen a certain color scheme for presentation, but only for the purposes of our presentation. You can see the Scout logo in different colors. However, officially the Scout logo is a blue against white. So for official materials, it should be in this color, just to clarify. So here we have the team structures. We have supervisor and commissioner, project manager, and we worked in three teams. And our team was marketing materials. So we can speak a little bit about the goals with Maria.
So our project goals was to create content and materials to visually support the Educa Fair. And we were supposed to produce materials for pre-show, on-show, and after-show, so that later on it is also used for ongoing promotion and marketing.
So while discussing with commissioners, we're presented with four different programs. Throughout the project, we treated it in the sense of products because in essence, we are also taking part in sales process, not in the same kind of way as with the product that you find on the shelf, but in the sense that we are trying to pitch these new ideas to education professionals. So setting in that sense. So this present represented our original framework in the beginning. We had some ideas regarding photo shoots, brochures, blog posts. We also worked with arranging visits, as well as the visual design.
So we started with designing the framework for stakeholder analysis. And after all the teams finished their analyzing, that gave us this really powerful picture of Educa Fair participants, where we analyzed the interest of Partio Scouts in certain exhibitors.
Basically, we all contributed to this stakeholder analysis by dividing the work amongst the teams, in which we took the exhibitors list of participants in Educa, which consisted of 171 participants, and each team had a part of that that then was subdivided on each team member. So this was the result. Um, we also were using as part of one of our criteria. We were looking at demographics, what kind of level of education in terms of age groups were more predominant in the Educa Fair to find out who are the major stakeholders. So from the same information, we also got this graphic. And as for the pre-show task, basically when we discussed the project stages with the commissioner, we spoke of three main stages: a pre-show, an on-show, and a post or after show. For the pre-show process, which means before the event of Educa Fair 2015, we had set a series of tasks, including brochures. We had several drafts, and we had the idea that we can have several brochures that can have a certain purpose. We had the idea of an entrance brochure that could be handed to the participants and guests in the entrances with information on the stand and how to find the stand, so that we can, in that way, sort of attract the flow of people slowly towards the stand. And we also had a brochure more focused on the value propositions of Partio, as well as including information of Proihu. Um, we also developed how to an animation movie. We thought that we could have a slideshow looping in the stand that would be silent, no need for music, but that can have crucial information simplified. So we'll just go through that 1 second. There's music in it, but just for presentation purposes. So this is on this is the latest draft that we have about it. We are still working on a couple of things regarding the grammar, and the logo sometimes overlaps a bit the text. But basically, the main purpose was to have a little bit of information on scouts in general, as well as the teaching methods and value propositions. Something that when people are passing through the hallways, it can be playing there constantly, and it would serve to both draw attention and also to inform in that sense.
Can I ask, have you seen Timo and Tarja this video? No? Okay. All right, so this is a tool we introduced in class, and I'm glad to see the students took this initiative to create something. You can also edit and influence the content. It's not carved in stone, so you can go back and edit the video. I just have a question. How do you plan to play it on a loop, you said?
Well, basically, we can have it uploaded either on the YouTube, or we're thinking if, for example, if you can upload it on YouTube, there's also YouTube downloaders that you can download the video into like MP4,
You can download it also with this in MP4, then
but you
perhaps
need
you
a
can.
premium account, at least
No, you
to
have
us. It says
Okay.
you need a
I can
premium.
download it for you if you want, but yeah. Okay. All right.
So then we also, so this was a task that was assigned to two of our team members, Christina and Nels, and then we also planned a series of video interviews for which, together with two of our team members, David and Alexander, we drafted questions, simple questions based on a framework that I provided them, basically seeking to establish the connections and the parallels of both formal and non-formal education approach to leadership, building and building of competence. So for that, we have a short preview clip of the interview we've done with one of our fellow teachers. So we had a series of questions, and this question was with regards to 5 elements that make up a successful leader.
That's quite easy. Number one rule of a good leader is vision. The leader has to have a vision. Leader has to have ability to take risk, calculated risk. Leader needs to take responsibility. Leader needs to have people skills. And leader should have development of others in mind all the time. That's maybe the last.
Yes, so that's just part of a longer interview. So basically, the idea was to gather information from this questionnaire from different education professionals. So we interviewed our leadership course teacher. We thought that he had pretty interesting things to say. For example, speaking of people skills and how, as a leader, you should be able to keep in mind the development of others. I think that there's a lot of things that relate to Parque in the sense of how there are activities and there's a certain structure where scouts are divided in certain age groups and they play different roles and learn from one another and take active roles in guiding and organizing events and these kinds of things. So we thought that we can compare what formal education approach professional could say about that, and we have scheduled for later to have the same with non-formal education professionals, and then we can make a contrast from the two. We also designed some brochures. This was the original brochure sample we first presented, basically just establishing the structure. And then it developed into this, which we worked together with members of the communications team. This was a screenshot, so there's this square thing there. The actual brochures are on the publisher file. This is the front part and back part, and this is the inside. We have here value propositions, 1, 2, 3, highlighted in brief and a bit more information added. Information about the Scout method, preschool campaign, and the study line. We also designed this graph to show the benefits of formal and non-formal educational approaches coming together, how they can provide enhanced education experience and enrichment, plus contact information for those interested on official website and social media. We had also designed and drafted a brochure as an entrance brochure stating the table number and where to find it. So of that same design with a different color scheme. In the first pages, we also have facts and we also have the Roihu information since it's an important part of what will be presented that day. And then inside, we have a map. We were looking on the website, we find a better map, but so far it can still be changed. We have this one saying where in terms of, in relation to the east entrance is the stand, and also a bit of the value propositions. And we tried to draw interest with stating the question, what are the benefits of combining formal and non-formal teaching approaches in education? So as kind of a call to visit the stand for more information these exciting new programs and workshops and great opportunities was also combat.
Also, as part of our tasks, there was this video and interview that we spoke before. There was also the idea of creating this picture for preschool campaign, which is still worked on. Then there's also design graphics with symbolism and consistency. We've done the stakeholder analysis, and at first we also had to take part in tasks delivery for other teams. Then there would be the follow-up of the event, during which the photos and videos will be taken for documentation so that later on it can be used. The blog post is already ready and it just should be approved. And the final presentation will be done as soon as the project is over as a wrap-up.
So a little bit about learning outcomes. We've gotten experience in working with a nonprofit organization, developing effective frameworks. Although in the beginning we were still kind of researching what specifically we could do, we could offer to the commissioner. We started developing work frames of how to carry out work. In the second meeting, I believe it was Maria was discussing this.
Yeah, on the second meeting, our team suggested this turning that press event into a face-to-face conversation that later on grew in those two workshops, and then the press release turned into invitation for educational institutions.
And we also learned about working under pressure, keeping it cool and not lose sight on the goals. Sometimes when it seems that a lot of work is building up or that some things aren't clear, it's important not to lose sight of the goal. Conveying a mission by translating the vision of the nonprofit organization into tangible and targeted outcomes. Basically, there's the mission of achieving connections and spreading the word on these exciting new programs. Basically, learning how to materialize that with ideas, visuals, and strategies. We also learned more about developing achievable goals, goals that could be achieved, enhance proactivity towards helping others. We work pretty closely together in our team, and we kind of also shared some responsibilities with certain tasks, and we got extended knowledge in developing marketing materials.
As for the challenges, we basically faced two main ones. The time frame in terms of grading and getting our grades, and this second row. But in total, we didn't actually have any crises or anything. Work went pretty smoothly, and just because we tried to develop our target in time, we didn't decide on what exactly we will be doing right away. We had this really, really huge list of marketing materials that we're able to produce, and then we were just narrowing it down to a certain list of things that will be necessary.
Then we got useful knowledge and experience working with different tools and sharing responsibilities for the task. We use different programs more than before, such as Publisher for designing. There was the Powtoon that we were presented during Chris's class, and this helped us also learn about working with different people. Large diversity within the teams helps us see the picture in 3D, and producing materials with consistent looks takes certain agreements within the team. We have sometimes a little bit of uncertainty with keeping a uniform format. We design our brochures inspired and based on the Roihu logo. And conclusions, we practice the basics of branding of nonprofits, which was also a subject discussed in one of our courses this semester. Basically, how to convey this image of a company. We designed our materials so that it wouldn't represent a specific style, but that would match with the materials, other materials of Scouts. We learned that working in a large team could be challenging, but sometimes just with a little bit of patience and individual consideration, you can have productive outcomes. And applying different leadership styles is useful when managing teams of big amounts and of different types of individuals. And that's it. Any questions?
Can I ask, this is all the project presentation or all the
No.
marketing things?
Marketing.
Marketing. Okay, all right. Daria, Timo?
I'm impressed.
All right. Should I ask you a question? So from all this work that the students have done and lots of ideas that they were pitching to you and suggesting, what you will be using and what you think that it adds most value? How do you see the value in your project? Mm.
We participated, sorry, I thought this killing me, but we participated in Educator last year. It was the first time for how many decades, I don't know. We didn't have a thorough plan. We let so the added value we got from this project that now we have a framework and we have a process model for next any fair, but especially professional fair like Educa. And we have certain tangible elements like brochures and logos and things. And we have gone through with your students, we have gone through this process. So also we have learned because we didn't have assets in our publication department. They follow this, they give support, but we didn't have assets for this. Last year, now we had this pure assets that came and it was useful, yes. Yes, because of the big picture, because of the future. If we go on participating in Educa there, for years, we have the ready-made process model, and after the Educa fair, we have also experienced how it works, and we can later on build it further.
Mm-hmm. Great.
So then the next teams will be presenting their findings as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think it would have made more sense that if you would have started. Back.
Is it not going full screen? It's coming. And then in this corner.
So our team is a sales plan team, and our main goals for the project were actually help scouts to start the cooperation with schools and other pedagogical institutions. Also come up with the ideas for Roihu and for Roihu Camp and for the Educa Fair, and try to plan the workshops together. And also the STEM activities.
Okay, so in the beginning we had probably eight activities for the ideas for the stand, and then the chosen ones for the stand was a backpack idea with the professionals are given an opportunity to find attributes of what they think the scouts get from, the kids get from being a scout. And then when you open the bag, the scouts have written attributes that they actually get, because many people think that the scouts learn how to make a fire, and it's like that basic stuff. And then for the station also, we have a sign up for the preschool package, which is sent to schools.
Well, it's actually for 6 and 7 year old preschool kids where professionals, educational professionals, can actually volunteer to participate and to sign up for the package and get the badges and some other attributes that scouts will give them if they sign up for the participation.
And then for the workshops, we had this idea of whose responsibility is it to raise children, and that was taken for the theme of one of the workshops. And then the best Goloilta is like the weekly meetings of the scouts, and the professionals can share their best Goloilta. And then if they haven't had any experience in that, you will give examples of what kind of activities and what things like children learn from these activities.
Yeah, during their weekly meetings. And also originally all the activities were actually made to the stand, but then they were just chosen for the workshops. And also quiz, which is a 5 question, not 5 question, but we have 5 statements as facts. And then the professional school teachers have a chance to choose the right answer out of 3. And thus they will actually check what they know about scouts, and for you it will be also beneficial because you will see what they think about scouts, what they answer to those statements. And another short quiz, a short questionnaire about do you want to be a Scouts teacher partner, when professionals can actually again sign up for the participation.
And then, so the workshops weren't sure because the conference rooms weren't booked yet. So the focus changed the workshops, and then we will only have 2 people at a time at the stand, which was agreed on. Yes, and then the preschool campaign activities were chosen. These are going to. Best Photo that was chosen activity for the workshop. And additionally, our team was also asked to come up with ideas for the Roihu Camp. And so we have leaflets.
Well, and basically this is the outcome, the activities and everything we actually did. We came up with 2 activities for Educa Fair, also with the activities for workshops such as Best Holoilta and the quiz and the theme for one of the workshops, which is whose responsibility to raise kids. We also made 2 brochures for the workshops. And well, we made a marketing plan. We also made a schedule for the workshops. And
And for the Roju workshop, we have this workshop rules and symbols for the, there was a map for the Roju camp, but we found a mini map of it, and I don't know if Jonna has informed you about the map. Okay. And so here you can see,
yeah,
this is for the Roju workshop. There's some information and then the schedule. And this can be changed, the schedule can be changed, and we just put like an example of what. Yeah. This is for the upbringers Kaloilta, schedule and information and the time and the room.
and here the rules. We didn't really come up with them personally, but we put them together. They are in Finnish. Here's the quiz with 6 questions, 6 statements. And here are the examples of the symbols for work. And here are the examples for Koloyuka workshop activity. That's it. Thank you. Do you have any questions or comments?
Timo,
Yeah, interesting. I don't know what to ask. Actually.
comments?
It'd be nice to hear those rules of
Oh,
any game,
Could we go?
how to play.
there was,
Yeah, they are. I think they are in Finnish.
they're in Finnish, I can read them in Finnish. Työpajan säännöt.
Okay,
Can you see?
yeah, it's got more. Okay.
But we can
Read, please, a little bit.
So number 1, älä säästele ideoita, tuo esiin kaikki ideat, mitä vain voit keksiä, vaikka ne tuntuisivatkin järjettömiltä, sillä ne voivat poikia viisaita ideoita myöhemmin. Ei ole olemassa tyhmiä ideoita. 2, älä tuomitse muiden ideoita, älä hauku tai tuomitse muiden ideoita. Aluksi kerätkää vain kaikki ideat ylös ja vastaa sitten kritisoikaa. 3, määrä korvaa laadun tässä vaiheessa. Koittakaa kerätä paperille mahdollisimman paljon ideoita alkuvaiheessa, vaikka ne olisivatkin tyhjiä. 4, kehitä muiden ideoita. Pyri tekemään uusia ehdotuksia muiden ideoiden pohjalta ja kehittämään niitä. Voit myös heittää keskeneräisiä ajatuksia ilman muiden kehityksiä.
Comments? Timo?
I would like to
Yeah.
ask you, without this, since this is the branding of NGO, do you feel it's somehow different than branding a company, commercial company, or are they? How do you feel?
It is very much different because, first of all, the idea behind Scouts is different. Your idea is not really to sell more items of something, not to gain in that commercial sense more, but to bring a different idea, so to say that will help future generations and also kids to live in a better world. It's very much different, and at the same time, it's, I would say, probably much more interesting to work for this idea, because it somehow helps you to realize that you also contributed, we all a bit contributed, to creating this, hopefully in the future, better place for the kids and for us.
I would like to disagree with what you are saying. I think and I know that organizations, of course, they're different from business organizations. But in terms of branding, we can take let's say, your customers as the traditional customers for companies. So in a way, you want to improve the image of these organizations. So you are trying to attract these customers the same way the companies are attracting the customers. So in terms of branding, I would like to disagree a little bit. In a way, I think it's pretty similar. You want to get as many customers possible. They also want to get as many customers possible. But the difference is that the customers there, the businesses they are paying. Like you or somebody is paying. But in a way, I don't know.
Well, do you really mean that their methods, so much different? But I just meant that the idea behind scouts is so much different that probably not maybe the ways of attracting humans, but I would say the idea behind it, is different. And what was the whole granting methods is built on? It's kind of more altruistic.
Yeah, well, also we could also say that companies they have a little bit more budget and they put more money in that because they know that they are going to get new partners and
Yeah, but I agree in a way with elements of both of the statements that you're making. I think that the main difference between the branding of versus company in the traditional way of doing it, as we've learned through this course we had this semester, companies in that sense rely more on revenue. In that sense, their connections, yes, that they're helpful, but your connections mean nothing if there's no also material value. Whereas you have a non-profit organization that gets funding and the revenue is not so much necessary in the growth as to just keeping the functions working, but the networking is what can take you to connect and achieve all kinds of events. For example, Roiku is also about networking, about connecting large groups of people. So I believe that that's the main difference.
We have one more group, Alexi, right? So just be mindful of the time. Thank you very much. So Alexi, welcome, and your team, or who you've chosen to present.
So, hi, my name is Alexi Leskan, and this is my team member, Sebastian. And we're the original press event team turned, I guess you could say, press invitation / communication team. So I'll be presenting what we've done this semester. So as you can see, this is old. We're press event team. Back then, now we changed, and our members are me and Sebastian, Alejandro, Raul, Yuha, and Cassidy Kichena. So originally, or our purpose was to filter the contacts from the stakeholder analysis. Also, we were in charge of contacting all the universities and FairNet, the members who are attending the fair, and through FairNet, and also just overall raising awareness to these relevant parties of Scouts' purpose and values. So, and we also created the press event we were supposed to originally create, which was a conference, which later turned into the press invitation because Commissioner asked so. And we then, of course, sent out the invitation, or that is our last task after today. We're going to be sending out the invitation as soon as we get the invitation accepted, which we will show you after this presentation, hopefully. So in the beginning, just like every other team, we took part in the stakeholder analysis, and we filtered the contacts, went through them, took out all irrelevant contacts and marked up all the relevant contacts, which of course helped out the graph which Alejandro and Maria showed. So I'll just quickly go to that slide. Next. And then from the stakeholder analysis, of course, the contact list was made. And then our actual first bigger task came when we had to create a list of all the AMK universities in Finland. Basically, we split them up and took out all the universities going all the way from Rovaniemi all the way to Turku and to the east, and here in Pääkaupunkiseutu we have all the universities contact information, and we specifically searched out their teaching departments numbers and contact information so we can get direct contact to that person who's actually in charge and who most likely be most interested in the event that is happening in Educa Fair. So that way we can actually what would be inspire them, to take part in it and be interested. So I have Timo's Fairnet passwords and usernames, which of course I'll be using for sending out the invitations, and we have all the contacts. So we're going to be doing that, and also Ari Nevalainen, who is our Haaga-Helia communications officer. He's basically in charge of handling all the contacting within Haaga-Helia, all the campuses, and he has over 10,000 contacts, which are bloggers, press people, and companies, and so on. So we'll be sending him also this press invitation in Finnish and English, so he can send it out, and hopefully we should be able to reach at least a couple of people through that. Hopefully.
When do you plan to do that?
This, like I said, after this presentation, when we show
Today.
Today or tomorrow, either way, this week before Friday. So, and then eventually, we'll be also handling the responses that we'll be getting, whatever questions they have, the relevant parties, and we'll be handling also those responses because it is an ongoing thing, and Educa Fair is not until, of course, January, so we have plenty of time, to keep going on with this. We have several team members who are staying here, and who can take care of this, hopefully, when we continue this, so shouldn't be a problem.
So can I ask, so now it's holiday time and perhaps a little bit difficult, so you if I hear right, so you will be continue working through that and making those follow-ups?
If there is, because it's an ongoing project like we talked about, so shouldn't be a problem.
Did you just, is it okay with Timo?
Yeah, we can discuss.
More later, yeah, okay.
And then for the Educa Fair itself, we have a timetable show that 2 members from our team created, and this is going to be a looping slideshow that has information on the workshops and its dates and what will be happening at that time, and I have the example here. And of course, it's all, we can format it and change the color scheme and whatever is needed quickly. So that was basically it.
All right, so then a little evaluation of our semester now. First couple of challenges. The first challenge we had is the change from press release to invitation. I'm not going to say that it was a very big challenge, but it does, the work we're doing in our group was based around that. So that kind of changes the focus that we had. Then the main challenge I would say was the contacting. Like, for example, the Haaga-Helia contact list that Ari Nevalainen had. First thing we had to figure out if we could target a certain group of those people, or if we had to send like a general message to everyone. And then if we could target, what are we going to send to them? Or if we couldn't target them, what kind of message are we going to send to everyone, so that we don't just we don't send like a message to someone that doesn't want to like spam them. Then how we would contact them, if we would use Fairnet, then Ari Nevalainen, or just use our own school email address. And then besides that, challenges were just the basic group work, kind of same like other groups had, with a bigger group. And then some people prefer working at home. Some people come to school, and then it's a little hard to
work together on everything. Sometimes communication. Then learning outcomes. First learning outcome is working together with the nonprofit. It's like designing, constructing awareness for the event. Then readiness for sudden change. It's a change for from press release to an invitation. Writing the actual invitation letter. For as far as I know, we had the press release before, but I haven't written an actual formal invitation letter like this before, so that was something new. Then we figured out that there's that contact list. We didn't know that before, that we could actually contact all these people that know Hagahelia. And then the rule of 1 of 10, which Chris kept repeating. From all 10 contacts, you'll maybe have one that has a positive answer, so you need at least a very large amount of them if you want a certain amount of people to attend the fair. And then a couple of conclusions. If you set a clear goal, it's going to help to complete your assignment much easier without really having a lot of troubles on the way. And then besides that, you have the coordination, like communication between your team. You have a larger group, so various leadership styles. You have a larger group, so not everyone works the same way, same pace. So a lot of differences there, and you have to match that. Not everyone has the same schedule as well, and everyone can make it here and there. So you have to really plan all that out in advance. And that is it. Yes.
Good.
Any questions?
I was under the impression that the invitations, according to your own timeline, would have been sent earlier.
Well, we were so far with the whole press event and actually trying to plan that. So now we midway changed the whole invitation, and we didn't want to go ahead and just.
That changed happened how many weeks ago?
Yeah, it was plenty of weeks ago, but we had the invitation of just making it finish and sending it out to the commissioner. That was a problem for us. So we want to make sure that we show it here today and send it out. And anyways, the Educa Fair isn't until
It's Christmas time, so
But people are
schools
also-
close now this Friday.
and also people are working between New Year's and Christmas. Also, I know for that for a fact. The only schools aren't. That's the only problem, perhaps. So
The other issue with that is that sometimes when you are trying to communicate or contact people to an event in a certain day, doing it also too early might have the effect of just completely forgetting about it. So we thought that once we get approval from the commissioners, now towards the end, this could be sent as part of the wrap up, and then follow up, catch up with the contacts in the beginning of next semester to see who is potentially interested. Hey, we contacted you before, and so on. So for that purpose, we kind of moved it a bit forward.
I don't know. I see Taria shaking her. I'm a little, yeah, I'm on the fence about this. I think that people tend to, especially in Finland, to make their schedule a month, 2 months ahead. That we're going there, we're doing that, and it's. But of course,
Those
yeah,
target groups,
yeah.
They might be like we discussed about this press invitation to press, and in the affair certainly the press is present there.
Mm.
How the question is, because it's a big event, it's a professional event, at least the professional newspapers and magazines that concern youth field or teaching or what professional vocational education and so on, they will be there anyway because it is the most important event. But now the question is to how to get them to
exactly, yeah.
observe a little bit, make use or make an article or little use of our workshop and what is the must be carefully thought out. But there's because this is something that has been done before. For example, NGOs building education together with formal educational partners and so this we are doing this very deep and co-design process with these our stakeholders. So we must think of what is the innovation, what is the news in this. And so the invitation is hybrid of being partly invitation to workshop, but partly also press release.
Mm.
Because we don't want press to take part into the workshop, but come there and observe and realize, oh wow, this is something new. This is something that we have not done before.
I just want to make sure that your group, who is continuing working, because this is part of your tasks and responsibilities. So who will be continuing that? Some of you are going on exchange. How is the work divided? I don't want that the commissioner then is left empty-handed after this Friday, and there's no follow-up. There's no then in January some communication. So how do we do that?
Well, there's
What did you agree?
3 members of our team are basically gone, and I'm going to be one of them in starting January when we come back to school. And between now, the exchange students, Raul and Alejandro are leaving already this week. Yeah, this week. They'll be leaving. Yeah, but they're coming back. Exactly. Yeah.
We're not sure if we continue the person.
Yeah.
Whether we can, but we're not sure.
You're not sure if you're doing what?
We will continue the person in the second semester. So
And then there's still Cassidy, Yuha, and Sebastian here.
Have you noticed that there is one special, very interesting target group at your university? Because this teachers training program would be a good target for to come to the fair and join the workshop.
Actually, yeah. I know one of my old high school teachers taking part in that in Haga Helle now, and I actually had this really random talk with him. I bumped into him, and he just was asking about my school, and he actually happened to mention that I was doing this for Scouts, and he said he heard about it, and so I can just send him an email at any point and forward it, or the invitation, for example.
Yeah, you can contact some people. I can give you the names.
Yeah.
Ilmeli Pietilä, and you can see who is in charge of the School of Vocational Teacher Education.
Yeah. And I have their contact information also for all the Waterval vocational schools, and
No. We're talking about the School of Vocational Teacher Education in Pasila, where they give the official qualification for vocational teachers. Ammatillinen opettajakorkeakoulu, AOK 2 vuotta. So Ammatillinen opettajakorkeakoulu, check there from Haga Helia's page. We offer those. This is the one that Timo is referring to. Good. Any questions from the Okiroi people from the other group to this one?
I don't know how to clean up the semester. It seems like they had a lot to do in the 2 projects.
Okay. All right. Other comments? Questions?
I was just thinking that